Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Hello there, Frozen. Okay, now Frozen is one of those movies that's really praised, really loved, and okay, first thing I gotta say, the start of the movie, the music with the Disney scene and everything, really doesn't fit the tone of the film. Because the music that it starts with feels very warm, very summer-like, very beach-like. The movie's cold. The movie's frozen. Why did it start off with such warm music? They ended the movie with the same music, which makes sense. The winter has gone. It's no longer frozen, it's thawed. The beach has come back. The sun's come out. The summer's returned. Why would you start it with that music? You ended it with the perfect music. You don't start it, because I was thinking I was watching something like Moana at that point in time, or something completely different. I was like, this can't be Frozen, and Frozen popped up. It was like, oh, okay. And okay, why did it actually start? Okay, I kind of get why, but it doesn't really serve a purpose because they didn't actually introduce what they use it for. If they would have introduced the reason for it, I would have accepted it. So they started off with the ice, people who were gathering ice, apparently to sell in the city. They didn't actually explain that. So that's an issue I have. They started off with them and then did nothing with it. Of course, that's where you get Kristoff and Sven. That's it. That's what it's there for. And then, well, what happens? Two girls are playing in the castle. One of them has magical powers. Playing, accident happens. Her younger sister gets hurt with her magic, and then her and her parents advise her to just. She basically feels she should never use her magic again, and her parents advise her think along the same lines. And you already know that what these trolls told you was the opposite. Don't let fear control you. They literally said that, and the first thing they do is just like, we won't allow her to see anybody. We will close off, have limited staff. We won't allow her to play with her daughter or her sister. It's just like, what? Were you guys even listening? You guys are causing your own problem. And then the king and queen die, and then Elsa becomes queen, I guess. And then it jumps to 3 years later, and the coronation and everything, and then the doors open, and a lot of the stuff is just like, why can't you trust your sister? Why can't you talk with her about it? They took the memories out. Why? That's one thing I didn't understand. It's like, why would you take the memories? I guess you could understand she's a kid. She shouldn't know. But when she's older and more mature, you explain it to her. That's something they could have said. But it was just like, we'll just take the memories out. It's like, no, at least explain. So it's kind of on everyone's fault. The parents, the king, queen, the trolls not explaining. It's just like, oh, we're just removing it so she doesn't force Elsie to use her magic. We're removing it so you guys can explain to her when she's older what her sister's magic, like her sister has magic, and this is why we did this. Would have made more sense. Would have made more sense. But of course, yeah. The only thing that was great about Disney movies is really the music. I didn't care for some of them, honestly, but that's the thing with Disney music. You tend to enjoy some more than others. Yeah, that's just how it is. This movie is fun to watch. It's funny in places, especially with Olaf. I'm not a big fan of the actor, but the song Olaf sings really is on point. Because stares at a puddle, so our minds all fill in the song lyrics. But it's just like, he's just a happy snowman. So that's like the little things like that is what makes it funny. Because he's just staring at a puddle. The rhyme is right there. And he just jumps over it and does something completely different. That's like a funny piece of dialogue right there. Yeah, the only other thing is just like, of course, everyone loves Let It Go. I didn't care for Do You Want to Build a Snowman as a song. It's funny, the part that it started out with, the song that it started out with, that I still think has no real purpose because they didn't show what the ice was for. Even though you kind of, I just like to know why they do things at certain things. I just like it. So even though historically I know why they did that. So yeah. Oh, dang, that poor guy lost his job. So if the queen has the magic to just create ice on the fly, he has lost his entire income. Poor guy. An entire group of people have lost their income because the queen has powers. Oh, I didn't realize that. That's sad. That's a really poor guy. Good thing he's marrying into royal, or going to marry into royal, or at least in a relationship, dating the princess, because that's tragic. That's completely tragic. He lost his entire income. What's the point of giving him a sled at the very end? Because his livelihood was getting ice. And now the queen can make the purest, most beautiful ice out there. And one thing I don't understand about this one too is she's afraid of not having control. Yet the second she gets angry, lashes out, it looks like she has no control over her powers. She climbs up the mountain and creates an ice fortress. Not just a shabby done ice fortress. It is beautiful, magnificently done. The walls, the stairs, everything is elegant. It's a massive palace in and of itself. And how could you say she has no control when she can do all this? Maybe because she's focusing on it? I don't. Yeah, it's just those little things like that. It's just like, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I don't believe you one bit. There's no way you haven't practiced your magic at all if this is what you make when you think about your magic powers, when you actually put an effort into it. Yeah. Still a fun movie. I did enjoy how it's not Kristoff didn't have to kill her. It was basically an act of true love. But the thing is, it's just like an act of true love thaws the heart. But I thought her heart needed, it just seems a little backwards. I thought she needed to have the act of true love done to her, not her do the act of true love to someone else. Because the act of true love thaws another person's heart. So Elsa's heart should have been thawed to Anna's sacrifice, not Anna's heart thawing due to Anna's sacrifice. Or Anna's sacrifice, because, well, if she was willing to do it in the first place, then she wouldn't have frozen, if that makes any sense. Because if her love was there, the second she saw Kristoff, saw her sister being under attack, she would have thawed immediately just to charge to him, instead of freezing into a popsicle as she reached up to stop the blade. There's just little technicalities that I find issues with. Yeah, overall, still fun. Thank you all for watching. Talk to you next time. Toodles.